Respect stars Jennifer Hudson as Aretha Franklin, and this is all about her life. This review is probably going to be shorter than the other ones because I don't have as much to say as other movies. And also, this movie seems a bit hard to review because the story in general is pretty thin. But nonetheless, I wanted to talk about it because I have some thoughts about the movie. Also, this will probably have some spoilers in it, but there's not too much. Still, if you want to go in without knowing anything, then just go watch it and come back. So, going in, I did not really know about Aretha Franklin, but I did see the trailer and I thought it looked kind of interesting, and I did really enjoy it. This movie is a pretty interesting take on Aretha's life. Again, I don't know anything about her, so I don't know how accurate this movie is, but it was pretty interesting to see how they adapted her life of staining and abuse into a movie. And it also makes good use of the PG-13 rating. It doesn't like push the limits. It's just basically in the middle. It's not a soft PG-13. It's not hard PG-13. It's just in the middle of them all. And I think it's a good use. The movie is honestly pretty mature. Like I said, it covers a lot of levels of abuse, and it's a pretty serious movie. It being mature doesn't really destroy the movie. It's earned because this is a true story about a person. This movie is extremely watchable and digestible. When you go watch this movie, you're going to be entertained by this movie. It really takes its time to flesh out the story of and the life of Aretha Franklin, while also being entertaining most of the way. Now, I do have some problems with this movie. I'm not going to go too hard on nitpicks, but there's like a couple problems of this movie that I had, and I want to talk about it. The first one is that it feels too long. This movie is about 2.5 hours, but really it feels like 3.5 hours, and it honestly felt like I was in the theater for about 3 hours. But I will say each scene is important and earned, but I think that it could have easily been cut down. There's a lot of talking in it, and some of it seems like pointless and not really benefiting the story. So I think this could have been cut down like 10 to 20 minutes. And also, if you're trimming stuff, expand some scenes, because there are some scenes in here that felt too rushed. Like the people were just saying, okay, this happened now, and you're just gonna have to go along with it. And I think that they probably could have like fleshed out a little bit, let the characters come to grips with what happened. If you don't like long movies that take their time, then you probably shouldn't watch this movie. This movie has some emotions to it, and most of them work, and you do care for these characters, but some of it doesn't. Some of it feels forced, like Aretha's mother dying. Like, she cries initially, but then we cut to one or two scenes and she's just not speaking or anything. I think that they could have fleshed the first scene out instead of like fleshing out the other two scenes more. If the movie didn't run into this problem, it probably could have been a little bit better. But either way, it doesn't really matter in the long run, and I still enjoyed myself. I think that this movie is honestly important to watch, but I don't think that you have to see this in the theater like Free Guy or Black Widow or one of those movies. I think you could just wait till this comes on VOD or Redbox or something. It's kind of like Jungle Cruise, where you can decide where you want to see it. But I do recommend watching it once because it does feel important to like history and also Black lives. In the end, I had a good time with Respect. It was enjoyable for most of its runtime, even though it felt really long. And I do think that it is important to watch it at least once. And I'm giving Respect a 7 out of 10. Guys, thanks so much for watching. I'm going to have my reviews of From Russia with Love Goldfinger, and a lot of others coming to you in the next couple of days. So be on the lookout for those. You can check out my second channel, Nerd Nation Vlogs, in the description, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.